I work alone all day, every day in this itty bitty teeny tiny office, which means that if I'm going to be talking to ChatGPT all day, I'm going to treat it as my coworker slash assistant slash collaborator and not just a robot that is inside of my computer. But obviously I still need it to give me really good answers too, while allowing me to have some semblance of conversation. So I came up with a framework. It's called the Crisp Prompt Framework. It does a great job of getting me really good responses, and it's like engaging in a conversation. It's not just one of those acting as a super duper fancy pants copywriter. I hate those and I won't use them. So the Crisp Prompt Framework gives me that little feeling of having conversation and collaborating while still getting me really, really good outputs from ChatGPT. So today I'm going to share it with you so that you can do the same thing and have your own little friend that lives inside of your computer that you talk to all day. Let's go look at it. Okay, here we are. I've got two things open. We've got ChatGPT over here, and I've got the explanation of the Crisp Prompt Framework on the left over here. So I worked with ChatGPT to come up with the Crisp Prompt Framework. So it was in itself a nice collaboration. And so obviously each letter stands for one part of the prompt that you're going to write. We start with context. That's the C in Crisp. It's basically your starting point. You're basically just giving ChatGPT a tiny bit of information about what it is that you're about to talk about. And so I'm going to write an example as we go through each letter. So for this prompt, we're going to start with this as the context. I am working on a blog post for a client who helps busy moms save time by doing freezer meal planning. Okay, so that's literally, it's just one sentence. It's just a little bit of, hey, this is what I'm doing. Here's where we're starting at, okay? That could be a million different things. It could be something you're working on for yourself. If you use custom instructions, you might have part of your context in those already. In this case, because I've specifically chosen something about a client, I have to be a little bit more specific about what the context is. I'm working on a blog post for a client who helps busy moms save time by doing freezer meal planning. Next thing I'm going to ask for is my request, like the specific thing that I want ChatGPT to give me. That's the R in Crisp. So my request is going to be for an outline. I would like you to write an outline for a post about the tools you might need for freezer meal planning. That's my request. The next letter in the Crisp Prompt Framework is I, and it stands for intent. Let's scroll that up a tiny bit. So we're on to I, intent. The intent is what is the final outcome you want from this. So I'm writing a blog post for a client who does freezer meal prep. I want ChatGPT to help me with an outline. The intent of that blog post that this outline is going to help me with is to do affiliate marketing. And so I want to mention that to ChatGPT so that it understands as it's giving me this outline, the outcome I'm looking for from the post is that I get some affiliate marketing opportunities for this client. So the I portion of my prompt is going to be the intent of this post is to help boost affiliate sales for freezer meal planning tools. The next thing that we do is style. So there's a couple different ways that you can tackle style when it comes to the Crisp Prompt Framework. It can be the tone that you're looking for in the writing, which is what we're going to use here. But it can also be the format that you're looking for. So a lot of times I will use the style portion of the prompt to ask for something in a table or some type of specific outline. Sometimes I'll ask for something in Markdown. A lot of the times it's just going to be like some type of style or tone that you're looking for, and that's what we're going to use here. But you can get creative with style. It can be a lot of different things. I'm going to go with please use a friendly and engaging style of writing. Very simple, but you can get a little fancier with style too if you want to. The last thing, and one of my favorite parts of the Crisp Prompt Framework, is P for parameters. This is where you're setting up rules for ChatGPT. So you can say, please make sure to include this, or please do not include this. I use this a lot with my own stuff when I'm talking about anything to do with marketing. My parameter is usually going to be, please don't include any information about paid ads, because I don't talk about paid ads. I don't do paid ads. I don't really know much about paid ads. So I don't want ChatGPT to include that in any of the output. So that's one of the parameters that I'll use in my prompt. So for this, with the freezer meal planning, I'm going to want to make sure that ChatGPT talks about an Instant Pot, because that's something that I know this client uses a lot. So my parameter at the end is going to be, please make sure to include Instant Pot as a tool. And that's it. That is my crisp prompt. And so we're going to hit enter and we're going to see what we get for an output. We've got context again. So we've given ChatGPT enough information that it should be able to give me something that's pretty specific to what I'm looking for. It's for a client, it's not for me. It is for a client who does freezer meal planning and helps others with it, so it has that understanding. I've asked for an outline, which you can see it's given me. I've given it the intent, so it should have an understanding that we're talking about affiliate sales and that we want to sell things from this. We've got a style. So it's mentioning in the outline, the style, how, like, this is an outline, it's not actually writing, but it's referencing the style that I asked for. If you look here, introduce the section with a friendly tone, that's a reference back to the style that I asked for. And the parameters here we have in the first subsection, Instant Pots. Let's take a quick look at this outline. Essential tools for busy moms, master freezer meal planning. We've got introduction set. So highlighting the benefits. This is specifically referencing that intent that I talked about, where we do want this to be something, we want this to be a blog post that's going to get affiliate sales. And so highlighting the benefits is something you want to do when you want to get sales on something. So this is definitely referencing that intent. It's giving me a little bit of basics on freezer meal planning, the tools. It's, like I said, giving the Instant Pot, which I asked for in my parameters. I definitely wanted that in there. And then it's also come up with other things that it wants, that it thinks are good tools. The freezer bags, containers. It's reminding me to include an affiliate link, which is fantastic. That's again referencing that intent. So you can see we got a really decent outline here for a post that is specifically geared towards affiliate marketing for this client who is into freezer meal planning. Obviously, we can go on from this and have it write more of the post for us, but it's a really solid start to this blog post. It's a great outline, and it was a pretty simple prompt to start from. Like, it does not have to be complicated. You don't have to talk to Chad like it's a robot. You can pretend that you have a friend that sits in your office with you, like I do. If you have questions, put them down below. I'll put all the information about the Crisp Prompt Framework in there, and so you can go use it yourself. I would love it if you left me a comment after you use the Crisp Prompt Framework and let me know how it worked for you.